All right, welcome back to the Barroom. We got a little bracketology, March Madness going on here. We got Mr. Sean Higgs. We'll just jump right into it because we don't have Sean for too long. He's a busy man. He's got a lot of shows. I see you everywhere, too. You're like everywhere. There's picks and parlays, winning picks, winners and whiners, all of it. Busy.
I'm doing so in the mornings I do Tony's picks over there, like a pick dogs.
Nice.
I do the midday money, which is winners and whiners, picks and parlays.
Yep.
Network. I do. What else was I doing? I got a new little channel I'm doing on YouTube. Cover the spread, which is for Bet Now.
Yeah.
So and then I just had a thing from my guy, like Kyle Hunter was like, "Hey man, we're doing a show in a little bit." I'm like, I said I'm doing something, and then
I love Kyle.
Sniper West asked me to go on his little show, and I was on Sports Grid the other day. I do that with in-game live with Gabe and Cam. It's a lot. This side it's busy that time of year. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Well,
I did a live show 6 a.m. the other day for the Dodgers Cubbies game. I was like, I'm gonna come live for the Cubbies
series, the Tokyo series.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bracketology, doing some March Madness. Look, I guess we could attack some regions. Let me get my thing here.
Bracket going.
Get the bracket up. All right, hold on 1 second. Let me grab the bracket. All right. Did everything except load the darn bracket. All right. Got up there in the
look at this.
Yeah.
You could switch it out so we could be on the side of it, I think, Tooch.
Can we? How do I do that?
Yeah, just play with the pictures underneath.
Damn it. I'm not gonna be able to do that. All right. Well, we're here.
You loaded it in as an image, not as a shared screen.
Okay, how do I do that?
I gotta share it. You can use it as a shared screen one, kind of pull it off another.
Okay, hold on. How do I load it as a shared screen?
You got to just pull it up on a wherever on ESPN or some kind of channel, and just
okay, all right.
Bracket will be big and share screen, and then you switch the pictures there.
Damn it. Okay.
As opposed to just a giant picture of
it. I know. That's how embarrassing. Sharing my screen. I don't know where that control is.
You go to it says present.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, okay, present. Yep.
Or present, I guess. We're presenting.
All right, here we go. I got it. Brackets. Where let's see. Here we go.
So you go when you're in the present section, it has all your windows that are open. Right?
Yep.
And then you click on the one you want and hit share, and it'll come up on the bottom, and then you add the screen, and then you just configure the people on the screen.
Yep. I gotcha. All right, here it comes. Is that working?
There you go. Perfect.
Got it. Okay. All right. So what's that one up in the left there? It's the South region.
South. Yep. We're going to start with the Auburn up there.
Yep. First round taking Auburn. The game that's a little tougher, Louisville, Creighton. Look, man, I love the coaching advantage with Creighton. But Louisville's been tough, man. Who do you like there?
Louisville went 18-2 in the ACC and gets
Yep.
an 8-9 game.
Yep.
And you get North Carolina in a play. If a 18-2 team out of a conference is that bad, how does North Carolina get it? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I know.
It just goes to show you they don't care about them making the championship game. They didn't care about Michigan beating Wisconsin because Michigan's a worse seed.
Yep.
And I've done a bunch of shows. You know, I was talking about all the channels on Gamblers World. I was with those guys over there, and just listen to other people. It's as if they didn't even worry about the conference tournaments. They said, you know what, we're taking all these teams from the Big Ten and SEC, and who cares where the other seeds kind of go because they can't play each other to the second round, right? That's
Yep.
They try to mix these guys around, and so you got Louisville with a bad seed, you got Gonzaga with a bad seed. I mean, somehow Memphis is a 5 and New Mexico's a 12, laying 3 points. It's crazy.
Yep. Creighton, they got the big band with Kalkbrenner. Louisville's got some scoring, also play defense. I just think Louisville's offense is better than Creighton's.
I would just lean Louisville here because it's in Lexington. I think they said, you know what, we're gonna give you a bad seed, but you know what, you're close to home, so we'll give that to you. Yep. And on the flip side, for Creighton at least, it's the early game. It's a noon game, 12:15. So maybe the fans aren't as rowdy as it would be if it was this was 7:45, 9 o'clock at night. That place would be off the hook, and it's a Louisville home game. Maybe it works out. It's not too crazy, but I'll tell you what. I think either one of these teams could pick off Auburn because Auburn coming into the tournament has not been playing well.
No,
not been playing well.
No, Bruce Pearl's team's a little bit down, man. That's why I was thinking about fading them for the Final Four. You know, for a Final Four pick.
Don't everybody wants to just go and take all the faves? All right, let's say, oh, look at this, it's so juicy. How do you? I want to see how teams are playing coming into the tournament. And then, granted, 99% of them are going to have losses.
Yep.
Right, they're going to have losses because no one's winning. Every team can't win their championship game.
Right.
That being said, I don't want a team that's coming in that's dropped like 3 or 4 or whatever they have, and not look good.
Yep.
Listen, laying 30 against Alabama State's one thing. You're going to be laying 8 or 9 against whoever next round. I'll lean towards the points. I don't care what it is. I'm taking the points with whoever wins second round.
You got Michigan, UC San Diego. This to me, I think, is a prime upset spot. I know Michigan's got the size, and San Diego's not huge, but they do play defense and they can score, and they're very well coached. This would be an upset pick for me, or at least taking them plus the points versus Michigan.
You and everybody else. This is the exact game everybody's going to pencil in. Everybody talked about San Diego coming into the tournament.
Yep, the Tritons.
And then we're going to take them here. That's what. Listen, line came down a point. I think Michigan wins this by double digits.
Wow. Okay, you heard it here, folks. Yep.
Now, okay, they played Sunday. They're in Denver, altitude, all that stuff. Michigan, like most teams, we talked about Auburn struggling a little bit. We've seen teams kind of hiccup a little bit during the regular season. Have a couple. They lost a couple. Of teams lose.
Michigan
on the
won.
Whatever. Go to their little win streak.
Yeah.
I just think that this is a game that everybody's going to be on the quote unquote. I hit the mic there. Public dog game.
Yep.
Right. It's come down a point. I don't know. I'd be the other side. I just think that everybody's going to be on UC San Diego.
I agree. Contrarian. Michigan. Let's see. Michigan won the Big Ten tournament.
They won, right? And also this Michigan team. The guy who took over Michigan was at Florida Atlantic, so he's going to be like, "Listen, fellas, I was San Diego. All right, I'm not letting that happen. We're not coming in here and I think that helps Michigan.
Yeah,
you saw how good they were during stretches. Again, some teams lose a few games during the year. We saw that with all teams except for the teams that lost 2 games all year. But some teams you lose on the road. It happens. I don't see the coach losing this one just because last year he was this team. That's how he catapulted over here. So I lean Michigan. I think everybody's gonna be on it. I think Michigan by 15. Too much size. Too much size.
Yep. Yeah, there's some size. That's what I was saying. That was because San Diego's not a big team.
I think their tall guy's 6'7".
Yep.
Which is listen, that's tall. I see you on the street. That's a big boy. I get it. You're 6'7". Michigan's got about a couple 7-footers.
7-footers. Yep. 2 7-footers. Yep.
You control the glass. I think you'll be all right.
And that's a popular pick, San Diego. Texas A&M and Yale. Yeah, we've seen Yale upset before. I do not think they're upsetting.
Let me tell you, a lot of guys I like, they like Yale. They're calling for a Yale upset here.
Yep. I know. I don't think so. The number feels light to me.
Yeah. It's an 8. 7.5.
The Ivy League versus SEC,
I'm told the SEC is the best thing since sliced bread.
Right.
And it's 7.5.
Yeah, I lean Texas A&M. There's no comparison between the athletes. Yale's well coached. They have a lot of good ball movement.
But it's like I feel like taking Yale. Listen, you go through the brackets, we can make arguments for betting every single game. You'll find something like on every one.
Yep. To me, the easy game in this bracket, Iowa State over Lipscomb. That's a big win. Yep.
Should be a big win.
Lipscomb plays no defense.
If you're neck of the woods, are they healthy? Are their guys healthy? Because they weren't healthy in the tournament.
Keyshawn Gilbert, still gimpy. He's supposed to play, though.
Well, they might get by Lipscomb. I'll tell you what. I think North Carolina. I'll see you in the Sweet 16 with North Carolina. They're going to.
You like North Carolina tonight, then, right?
Yeah. They won by 50 yesterday, so I'll take them here over Ole Miss. I mean, that was listen. Monday morning, Sunday night. I'm bashing North Carolina. I'm bashing Texas. Like, how are they even in here? But now you got a team that's for a whole day was told you're not supposed to be here. I saw that with Syracuse on a Sweet 16 run. I think UCLA went to the Final Four in the same kind of spot.
Yep.
And North Carolina definitely has talent. And again, people love this SEC. It's going to be funny when you could have 3 SEC teams knocked out here in this whole bracket. There'll be no SEC teams left come Sweet 16. I mean, that will not shock me one bit. I will not be shocked.
No Alabama.
I won't be shocked at a Yale upset. I won't be shocked if Michigan beats Texas A&M. The shocker would be Ole Miss somehow advancing. I mean,
yeah, I don't
Auburn
think so.
gets there, you expect it. They've been number one basically the whole year. But I could say no SEC teams, and that'll be I told you so.
So for me, it would be Florida for sure advancing.
Yeah,
Florida's tough.
And even with that, you got UConn, who's been tough. I mean, that's a championship team, and they're
tournament tested.
They haven't played well. I get it, but I'm not going to count them out getting points. I'm not going to count them out getting a bunch of points there.
Right. Let's go to the West bracket where Florida we're just talking about. To me, Florida over Norfolk State, I'm laying whatever points it is. There's
like a 30 spot. This is like old school. This is old school number one. Like them in Houston laying 30s.
Yep. At least
9 points or whatever.
At least Florida first half laying points, but UConn, Oklahoma. I'm on UConn for this tournament test.
I like UConn. Yep. And I hate Tooch, you hear me say like nobody could just like turn it on and stuff like that, but it is tough for me to just discount back-to-back titles, same coach, players, the whole pedigree. It's a bad year, but you know what? You turn that around and go on a Final Four run. Like we're the defending champs.
Yep.
Let's do our thing here, right? I mean.
Yep, exactly. That's how I feel. Danny Hurley's squad had a rough year. They still have McNeely and Caravan. Those two guys can score, rebound, play defense.
Oklahoma's like a tough little squad. If they pull out a win here, well, man, that'll offset me bashing the entire SEC in the bracket above them.
Yep.
Because they'll come out and beat UConn, who I think could, if they're on their A game, could beat Florida.
Yeah, Oklahoma. This is why. I mean, I lean UConn in this game. Oklahoma getting points though is tempting. There's Porter Moser's squad. They get to the free throw line and they make their free throws.
Yeah.
You know, they're able to get drive to the line. Now, next, you got Memphis and Colorado State. I like Colorado State, and Memphis has had some injuries. Colorado State, they beat the two best teams in the Mountain West to get here. They beat.
And here you get like the Colorado State was like a 3.5 to open.
Yep.
Which is probably based on the Memphis injury news. So it's come down. It'll probably kind of tick down before game time, I think. I think you're just going to get all of the talk about how bad the Mountain West is, right?
Yep.
It's terrible. It's not good. We saw San Diego State get destroyed.
Yep.
And as I look right now, there's 1.5 now. So now it's down to from a 3.5 to a 1.5.
Yeah, the best number's gone if you're like Colorado State.
Oh, if you like Memphis, you mean 3's gone.
If I like Memphis, sorry. What did I say? Yeah.
But even with that, they've just played so well over the last month. It is tough to discount them.
Yep.
And again, that is the pill to swallow. You're going to hold your nose to take a Mountain West team when they haven't won or covered or just even look good in games.
Yep. The thing with Colorado State is that they shoot great from inside the 3, and they shoot great from outside the 3, and they play defense as well. So they have
they were as good as anybody the last 10, 12 games on season.
They're in that range of offensive and defensive efficiency that most teams who have success in the tournament. Yeah. That's their formula. So I'm gonna take Colorado State over Memphis State. I don't like it. I also might look at the over in that game. Maryland, Grand Canyon. Maryland has got some real talent, but they're so inconsistent. Sean, but Grand Canyon just doesn't have the players that can keep up with the talent of Maryland.
I mean, does this line look a little low at 11 also?
No, I don't think so.
No, you think 11's right? See, I think it looks light. I'm like, man, Maryland, because I think Maryland's a team could go on a Final Four run when they're clicking. They're starting 5.
They have the talent. They have the talent. They're just so inconsistent, Sometimes they play isolation ball too much, but they don't, they don't play in too much hero ball for me. Grand Canyon's well coached, but and they have some size too. But I mean, again, you're looking at Big Ten versus what is this conference? West Coast WAC, Western Athletic. All right, no, Missouri Drake. I know Drake's going to be a popular.
Everybody's gonna like Drake.
I like Missouri here. Missouri wants to run. Drake wants to slow you down. I know that people like teams that slow down, but they don't have the offense. I live in Des Moines. So Drake is in Des Moines. This is Drake's offense. The other team chases Bennett Sturts around for 24 seconds until they get the shot off, and if Drake gets out to a lead, it's Bennett Sturts running around, and
DraftKings has us at 5.5 right now.
Yeah, I like Missouri. Missouri's going to run. They shoot well. Drake does not score well. They don't have a good offense. Missouri's got some scorers. They can shoot. They shoot well from 3. I don't think if Drake gets out to a lead, that's the only chance they have is to keep it, slow it down, and keep it close. Maybe Drake plus the points, but I think Missouri is going to come out with the win here. Texas Tech, Wilmington. Now, Texas Tech is a team I could see making a run, Sean.
Yeah, I like Texas Tech squad.
Yep.
Very. Everybody talks about Houston or Kansas or somebody. They don't talk about this, Nope. I don't think Tech gets any love out of there. It's Iowa State.
They get no respect. Yep.
Yeah, I like Texas Tech.
I like Texas Tech. I like them to make the Sweet 16. That's a nice bet. Kansas, Arkansas. I mean, Arkansas started to play good at the end here.
I like Arkansas.
Calipari. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, both have kind of underachieved, right? Calipari there and
Self.
Not a good season.
Right.
But, man, you're going to give me some points with Arkansas? Why do I feel like –
Yeah.
Why? I mean, as much as people want to scream it's rigged, well, Patino versus Calipari for the second round would be great cinema.
Yep. They still got DeJuan Harris, Adams, and Hunter Dickinson, who's always a candidate for Player of the Year in that conference. But I mean, Arkansas is coming in hotter, and they're getting points. So I don't know whether Arkansas will win outright, but I think I would take Arkansas plus the points. St. John's and Omaha. Omaha, I might take. St. John's is a team that starts slow in a lot of their games. So from what I've watched,
first half, I agree with the
like
first half.
Omaha plus 11. Omaha plus the points in the first half.
It's 11. I took it. I was just talking about this on one of the videos. I said, you look at St. John's last like 5-6 games. Short of, I mean, they beat Seton Hall pretty handily. They're beating them in the first half.
Behind. They had to come from behind.
They were up huge on UConn at the half, but everybody else is like they're up 2, they're down 1, like they're playing close games. Now, is Omaha, Creighton, or Marquette or something like that? No, but this is the last game of the night. Yep. The crowd's gonna be pumped up. Yeah, they'll be Johnny's fan, but they're gonna be cheering for the Dogs here, And it's a team Omaha likes to score, so you never know. They get hot.
This game is where again?
We are in
That's too bad.
Providence. That's Johnny territory.
Yeah, Johnny territory. It's gonna be tough for Omaha, but you gotta pick St. John's out of that one to win for sure. A good advance in your bracket.
They lose as 20-point favorites. The Patino better hang it up.
So St. John's has got a fairly decent road to the Sweet 16. So I don't know what is the odds.
I don't know if it's fairly. I mean, you're just dismissing Kansas. All right. You want to throw Arkansas out there because they haven't been good in years, but to just like throw away Kansas as like it's a joke, it's an easy win. It's still Kansas. Yeah. I don't think that's an easy cakewalk for them.
Yep. All right.
I mean, it's not,
Yeah,
a 2 cakewalk would be like Marquette, New Mexico. I mean, like Marquette, I don't think is the 7. I think there's better 7 teams that should be ahead of Marquette.
Yeah, New Mexico's going to be tough in that game. I know that New Mexico's lost some players. This is Little Patino's club, right?
Yeah.
All right, moving over to the Midwest. To me, I like Houston to come out of this one.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the bracket here. They should really roll SIU. I mean, not that I want to lay third.
No.
I can see them winning by 4. It's –
Yep.
I think this is like a 40, 50-point game here, right? It could be like 88-45 or some crap.
Yep.
I like Gonzaga in the bracket below against Georgia. I think Gonzaga could battle Houston a little bit. Like that. If Gonzaga wins, I would not be shocked if – I'd be upsetting because Houston, again, is just another really good team.
Yeah, very good.
Somebody gets hurt and they shoot themselves in the foot. But I would not be shocked if Gonzaga gave them a battle.
They'll give them a battle. Here's the thing with Kelvin Sampson's team. They've gotten close in years past, but with defense, they have not had scorers. This year they've got scorers, man.
Yeah.
They're up there with offensive efficiency. Now, Gonzaga plays defense too, and they can score and stuff. You still have Demhard, dishing it out up there. And I like Gonzaga over Georgia. I mean, I don't think Georgia's that good. They have some good wins. They beat Auburn this year. But Gonzaga should take that. Yeah, Gonzaga should take that one. Yeah. Houston, I think, just has too much defense. They're going to crash the boards hard on Gonzaga. It'll be a good game, though. Clemson over McNeese. This, to me, is an automatic. I take the points, laying the points with Clemson. McNeese came in last year. They got wiped in the first round.
I mean, that was everybody's team last year. But also, I think what did the favorites go last year? Like 15-2 or something? It was just ridiculous.
15-2 on the first weekend or something like that.
The favorites roared last year. I mean, can we get more the same this year? Would I be shocked? No.
Nope. Clemson's a team that I think could make a little run here too. I don't think it's that strong below them with Purdue and Illinois. Illinois is young. They're inconsistent. If Illinois plays up to their potential, they could beat a lot of teams. Purdue, Braden Smith is a great player. I just don't, since Zach Edey left, I just don't think they have the rim protection that Edey afforded you.
I mean, Illinois could face a team. Now, I'm not high on Xavier. They come in. They beat nobody. They
tonight you like Texas.
Providence. Yeah. I think Texas is the play here on Wednesday night. And I think Texas, might battle Illinois a little bit tough. Again,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
another team with the chip on their shoulder. We're not supposed to be here, and we're not good.
Right.
And Illinois is, again, a quirky kind of team for me. I don't want to be laying. What's that line going to be? 3, 4 points? I'm not interested in that.
Yeah, no. I'll take Texas. Illinois is so inconsistent. To me, like Illinois and Maryland, I kind of lump them in with those teams that are just so inconsistent. You got Kentucky down there.
I mean, you look at the other 6-11. I mean, North Carolina's favored over Ole Miss.
Yeah. Yeah, Ole Miss, Ole Miss really isn't that good. I don't think. I mean, Chris Beard, since he left Texas.
I mean, I don't think. I think it's comparable to the Illinois team, which is why I'm
Yep.
bringing it up because
Yep.
Missouri's a 6-point favor. Granted, it's Drake. It's not a Power 5 school, but still.
Here's the thing with Texas. Trey Johnson is a guy that could put 40 points up on any night. He's a guy that could take over the game for Texas. That's why I like Texas tonight over Xavier. If a lot of these playing teams, sometimes they go on little mini runs, Sean. Like
Yes,
this
they do.
This is why you like North Carolina, I think, right?
Yeah. I mean,
On
North
that little
Carolina's
run.
going to the Sweet 16. A team every year. 11 of the 13 years, we've seen Sweet 16 runs.
Yep.
Or at least teams that have won in that second. They have Sweet 16 because they got to win 2 games. Yes, so yes, they're in the Sweet 16.
Sweet 16. Yep. Kentucky's another one of those inconsistent team. Mark Pope squad.
I should say advancing to that second round because they win the playing game, then they win the first round game. So
right, 2 after that. Yep.
Kentucky, Troy, should win.
For me, I got Tennessee and Houston squaring off. I know it's chalky in the Midwest, but I like the way Tennessee plays. I know that Rick Barnes'
Tennessee,
club.
like I said earlier to Tooch, Tennessee, Florida, they lost by 30 on each other's home courts. Like, would it shock me if UCLA won? I don't think UCLA will win.
Right.
But I mean, again, this looks like a so easy Tennessee, Houston, unless again Gonzaga has an incredible game and Houston can't shoot. You might get a Gonzaga upset, but I think that the 2 best teams here are really that much better than everybody else. I mean, the 3 seed is who's the bottom seed down here? Purdue. I mean, Kentucky and Purdue. I think Gonzaga is better than Kentucky and Purdue. I know Kentucky beat them head to head, but I'd still lean Kentucky as the 3rd best team.
Clemson is good though too, man. Clemson can play defense and they could score. UCLA.
What I'm saying is that the 3 and the 4s of Kentucky and Purdue, I don't think are as good as the 5. The 5
and the 8.
Yeah.
I
mean, Illinois, come on.
Yeah, I don't think
just juicing up all these Power 5s.
Yeah, juicing up the Power 5s, exactly. UCLA, Utah State. I got UCLA here. Utah State doesn't play a lot of defense, Sean. They can score. The ball movement, the offense is good, and they can shoot all over the court. But UCLA plays some defense, and they've started to score a little bit here. You like Utah State or UCLA there? I know you got UCLA, right?
Yeah, but I mean, point-wise, I might lean towards Utah State. You're going to give me 5.5.
Taking the points, yep.
Coming out of there. Again, filling out a bracket's one thing. You're just moving on. If I think a team could be in the game, I'm going to take points.
Take the points, right? I mean, in the tournament, any tournament really, leaning towards the dogs. Smart strategy. The East, Duke, the Cooper Flag injury. He's supposed to be back though, Sean. Duke.
That's not going to matter until they're in the Elite 8. I mean, come on, who you got?
Yep.
Mississippi, Baylor. I mean, you got nobody here. Oregon, maybe the best team you face. Arizona. I mean, we saw them score without Cooper Flag, so you're not going to need them for your game against Baylor, Mississippi. You won't need them here against the whoever wins opening round, American or St. Mary's.
Yep, there's some interesting games.
You basically got a whole week. You got a week plus to rest this guy.
Yep. He doesn't have to play this weekend, right?
No.
There's some interesting games in this bracket. Wisconsin, to me, a team that they'll get past Montana, but I could see them flaming out after that to someone like BYU or VCU. I like BYU in this one. VCU's kind of struggled a little bit down towards the end. They lost to was it Duquesne or St. Louis or Dayton? Dayton at home. They lost at home to Dayton. BYU can shoot. They play good defense. And then I kind of like I might take a stab at BYU making the Sweet 16 here.
You know, I look at this game. It's in Denver.
Yep.
Clear edge for BYU with the elevation.
Yep.
The line was 3.5, 2.5, 3. I kind of like VCU because I think the line is a little low. But maybe I'd be more inclined to the over based on the way BYU's accustomed to the atmosphere.
It's got to be a low total, no?
And that's 144.
Okay.
And VCU maybe just getting tired in the second half and BYU having some easy scoring, more scoring opportunities there, easier kind of stuff.
Yep.
But I would go over first, and then I believe I still lean a little VCU there if I get 3. Full 3, I mean, yeah.
Okay. I lean BYU in that game. St. Mary's Vanderbilt. I'm going to take defense there, Sean. I like Vanderbilt's squad and stuff. But
No. Mary's, that could be a smothering, ugly game there.
Yep.
And the total tells you 136.
Yep, look towards the under there. Alabama, Robert Morris, I would look toward over there. Both teams could score.
Yeah. I mean, 23 Robert Morris, I want to take him.
Yep. How many points is Robert Morris getting?
23.
Yeah, I'll take the points with Robert Morris. They're well coached. Oregon, Liberty. I'm on Oregon here. I've watched Oregon play. Liberty is so small. They're one of the shortest teams in the NCAA. Oregon's got Biddle in the middle. I don't see how they're gonna stop Nate Biddle. Liberty plays some good defense and stuff. I might look towards an under here in this game. What's the total on this one?
140.5, I believe.
That is a little light. For me, it's Oregon. What are they, minus
139.5? So it's come down.
139.5. Oregon's given how much? 7.5?
It's down to a 7. I see 6.5 at DK.
6.5.
And DK's more, their lines are a little sharper now, DK. So
a
little low. They're giving solid numbers. They used to have bad numbers. Especially NFL season, they leave their stuff up way too long for you to pick them off with advanced weeks. But their college basketball, they're usually ahead of the curve here with their numbers.
They are. I'll take Oregon minus 6.5 here. Mississippi State, Baylor. I do not like Mississippi State's offense. Give me Baylor. I like their backcourt. I like Norchad Omiri's back healthy now. I'm gonna lean Baylor. Is Baylor laying points in this?
This is was a pick 'em. Let me see where it's moved to. I think Baylor went to 1. Again, this is your first game of the day here.
Yep.
It's Mississippi State's 1.5. 1.5.
Give me Baylor plus the point. It was we're getting a bucket with Baylor. I'll take Baylor plus the 1.5.
I got this one here. I didn't even fill it out. So I got nothing on this game. Nothing even jumped.
I don't like Mississippi State's offense at all. But Baylor can score. They can play defense. They rebound well. They crash the boards well. All right. Let's get to, you want to do a little, let me see here. I have some, where's my banners? I know. I haven't done this in a while, Sean. All right.
I didn't know we were still. So Aldo was shutting it down.
Sweet 16 picks. Let me get to my other thing here. I haven't been doing this that much, man, since football season ended. Okay. Sweet 16 picks. Let's see. I got to reach Sweet 16. All right. Looking at some teams to reach the Sweet 16, man. Clemson is plus 120. I like the plus money there, Sean. I'm going to take plus 120 on Clemson to make the Sweet 16. I mean, obviously Duke, Florida, Auburn, Houston, Tennessee, Alabama, Michigan State, they're all going to, and they're juiced. There's too much juice on any of this stuff. So I'm looking for something where like Texas Tech minus 145 to make the Sweet 16. It's a little juicy, but Houston to make the Elite Eight is minus 145 also. Now they have to get past Gonzaga, though.
Like so if I'm looking to dig here for a Sweet 16,
yep, nice
I will
value.
follow you on Clemson.
Yep,
because I thought Clemson could be a team to go there.
Yep. BYU at plus 205 and Oregon at plus 235. I'm looking at these. Kansas at plus 240 is tempting.
What's Creighton?
Creighton is going to be a nice plus 820, plus 920 to make the Sweet 16. Creighton.
I mean, to take them or Louisville to go over to beat Auburn. Again, I'm not high on Auburn, so that's why I went with that game.
I know. And Auburn last year too, they flamed out. They lose in the first round.
I don't remember.
I think they lost in the first round last year. So disappointing.
What else would be a kind of a plus look there?
Colorado State. They're plus 380.
Plus 380, really?
Plus 400 on DraftKings.
I don't know, because I think Maryland's kind of tough. What about UConn?
UConn to make the Sweet 16, they're going to be nice and juicy, nice and good, man. Let's see, where are we? UConn. Connecticut is plus 590.
And what about
plus 600? Plus 600 on DraftKings.
What are the Sooners?
Oklahoma. Oh boy, you're going to get some nice one there. Plus 1,800.
Plus
1,800 on DraftKings. Yep, 1,200 on DraftKings. Plus 1,800 on FanDuel. That's a big discrepancy there, man. That's 600 points.
That's because they don't think Oklahoma's any good.
Yeah.
So let's see how they did. They play Auburn. I'm going to look at them, see how they did. So this
North Carolina, your team, plus 310.
Oh, listen.
Plus 425 on DraftKings.
Beat Arizona on the neutral. Beat Louisville on the neutral.
Yep.
Beat Michigan on the neutral.
Yep.
You lost by 30 to Alabama.
They had it bad. Everyone has a bad night.
You lost by 28 to Auburn on the road. You lost by 18 to Tennessee at home. Here's Florida again, 22 on the road.
They're a hard team to get a gauge on, Oklahoma. They're very well coached. Porter Moser's from my hometown.
Yeah, I can't. You know what? I'd rather take a shot on the UConn than the Oklahoma.
Oh yeah, UConn plus 600. Yeah, you gotta like it.
Yeah,
you heard it here, folks. St. Mary's plus 270. Would you take a shot at St. Mary's?
Yes, because Alabama.
16.
They face a team with a defense. I don't know how it's going to be.
Yep. Alabama to make the Sweet 16 minus 240 on FanDuel, minus 200 on DraftKings.
That's just tough because you look at Alabama all year. Their least amount of points, 72 against Purdue, 81, 80. Take out that 72. The least they scored was 81. Well, 76 versus Tennessee.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
It's tough to slow them. That's a tough one. But the problem is they can give up 90 as well. That's the problem with them.
Yep. Let's go. So your picks, you take a stab with UConn, right, for Sweet 16?
Yeah, I would do UConn and then Creighton.
UConn and Creighton for some nice.
Again, you want to pick Louisville instead of Creighton? I'll pick one of them to beat all. I don't think Auburn advances. I don't think they're going to last, or at least not too long. I don't think they're going to the Final Four. That's for sure.
All right, Elite Eight picks. Let me throw some at you here. Texas Tech plus 195. All right, plus 185. Sorry. To make this Elite Eight, Texas Tech.
What are you giving me plus money? Okay, that's fine.
All right, St. John's plus 210.
hold on. St. John's is plus 210 to make the
Elite Eight.
So Texas Tech is favored over them. So the 3 seed's favored over the 2 seed.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep. Well, on FanDuel they're equal, about plus 175. On DraftKings you have St. John's favored over there. What do you think about Michigan State on FanDuel plus 172 to make the Elite Eight? Tom Izzo's squad. Kind of like that.
Yeah, because I could, especially if we get some upsets down here in this bracket here, I could probably see that. What's North Carolina?
North Carolina to meet the Elite Eight on DraftKings plus 1,000.
There you go. Take that. $100 on that.
Right on. Right on. Let's see.
My allergies are killing me right now.
Oh yeah. Gonzaga to make the Elite Eight, so they would have to beat Houston, correct?
Yes.
They're plus 490 on plus 425 on DraftKings.
No, because not only they got to beat Houston, but then you got to keep going to Clemson or Purdue as well. I don't think that's worth it.
Okay. Let's see. Looking at some stuff here. Connecticut is plus 1,000. Oregon plus 1,400.
Nah.
Okay. Let's head over.
Again, these are nice big numbers,
yeah.
Tooch, but do I think they're beating Duke?
Right.
Is it worth a flyer? Because if Cooper Flags doesn't suit up or gets hurt again, then I could see putting a little something on it because you're saying maybe the guy gets hurt.
For me, Michigan State has a decent path. They just have to really get by Iowa State. Marquette, Iowa State.
You're worried about Iowa State. You don't even know if those guys are going to play. They haven't played in a month.
Yep. I like my pick here would be Michigan State to make the Elite Eight to plus 172 on FanDuel.
Yeah.
I like Houston to make the Elite Eight, but minus 145 is not. It's a little too juicy. They have to get past Gonzaga.
Should they make it? Yeah, that's why they're the 1 seed. But
yep.
Most times, I think people when they do a bracket are looking to have fun and do upsets and do kind of stuff like that.
Yep. All right. Let's look at some Final Four picks. So Final Four odds to make the Final Four, and last year we had Florida Atlantic made it one, right?
Yeah, they were the odd ducklings. I think last year we had 3.
San Diego State made it 1 year too. So there were some teams that were unlikely Final Four. Houston to make the Final Four plus 140 on DraftKings.
It's not bad.
Okay, Florida is minus 130.
I mean, Houston's the number 3 team overall. I mean, you give me plus 140. Okay, yep. I'll take that.
Yep. Tennessee plus 225. Any interest?
Not really. I prefer Houston.
Okay. Michigan State to make the Final Four plus 500 on DraftKings.
Definitely worth it.
I definitely like that one, man. You got good coach. You got players who can play defense. They shoot. They're a little inconsistent from deep.
The number 1 seed is the least consistent coming into the tournament here. So yes, yep. I'm going to take 5. What did you say it was 5-1?
Plus 500. Yep, on DraftKings. So that's Michigan State, and they would be up against Auburn. And I have them against Auburn in my bracket in the Elite Eight.
It doesn't even. I don't care who it is. I got Michigan State advancing.
Okay, so Michigan State plus 500 to reach the Final Four. Sean Higgs likes that one. Texas Tech. Texas Tech plus 600.
Yeah, I'm going Texas Tech.
So they would have to beat Florida, which that's going to be a battle. Yep. Florida's tough, man. Todd Golden's team. Florida is plus 1 or minus 130 to make the Final Four. National championship. You have.
I want to make it. I want to make it all Big 12. I want to do Texas Tech and Houston.
All right. Any thoughts on who you think will come out on top of the tournament?
I wanted
before we get out of here.
I want to do Texas Tech. I
Oh,
like Texas Tech.
Natty champ. All right. I love it. I like Texas Tech a lot this year, too. I have them going pretty far.
It would be cool if Houston wins. I think Houston's been like, not that they were like losing championship games or Final Fours, but they're the bridesmaid in the sense of that you're winning 30 games and a guy gets hurt and then you lose a score.
Last year.
It just seems like if they're together, that will be the team to win it, though. I do like Houston as well, but they're a 1 seed. I don't want to take the 1 seed.
I know.
I have a Gonzaga future at 16-1, and I got actually a 12-1 on Florida.
So I have Houston winning it all this year. The defense is so tough. The rebounding is great. The scoring is up now.
They can finally score.
For me, Florida and Houston are two teams I would look at. Of course, they'd have to. Yeah, they would face off in the championship, Florida, Houston, both, but they're both 1 seeds. For a national championship winner, you're getting plus 3,500 for Texas Tech. It's worth a stab. $5-10 on, Michigan State plus 2,500, but plus 3,400 on FanDuel.
You're going to get 21, 31 with teams that are in the top 7 overall.
Yep.
I think it's worth a shot.
So Texas Tech's your long shot that you would throw some pizza money at. Michigan's
my long shot.
Yeah. Any other thing before we get out of here, Sean? I know you got another show to do.
I mean, Tech it's crazy. They're the 7th best team. Of course, you're behind Bama, Tennessee, Auburn, and Florida.
Yep.
And then it's Houston and Duke. I mean, why wouldn't you take a 35? And Michigan's what, 5-1?
Michigan State is plus 3,400.
3,400. I mean, Gonzaga's ranked 9th in the KenPom.
Yeah. Gonzaga to win it all. I'm trying to find them, buddy. Hold on.
9th in the KenPom, and they're an 8 seed.
Plus 5,000 to win it all, Gonzaga. On DraftKings.
It looks good, but the fact that they're an 8 seed, you think you should be getting a little better.
Yeah.
What's UConn to win it all?
Connecticut is plus 12,000 on FanDuel.
Illinois?
Illinois is plus 8,500 on FanDuel.
So they do have the best odds as an 8 seed. Right? You said they're 5,000. So, I mean, Mississippi State's got to be ridiculous. That's going to be like 20,000. Got to be like 200 to 1.
Let me look.
They got Duke in the second round.
Yeah. Mississippi State. They got Missouri, Mississippi. Mississippi State is plus 25,000. Yeah. That's because they have Duke in their bracket.
That's crazy. That tells you how good Gonzaga is.
Yeah. Gonzaga, you're looking at, plus 5,000 on DraftKings. So that's worth a stab. They got to get past Houston, though.
At that point, As I said, I was trying to do the number, is it worth just money lining them as a dog against Houston and then progressive? But it's not going to work out that way. They'll be favorites. So just take the 50 to 1, yeah.
Yep, 50 to 1. All right, Sean, thanks for your time. Appreciate it. I know you got another show to go to. We'll let you get out of here.
Oh, my goodness. Exhausted. The ring light just kills me, and then I got my allergies. I'm like, oh,
are you a Houston Cougars fan, though, being down there in Houston?
Not really. I'm not a fan of the team. You know me, Tooch. I'm like, whatever. I mean, it's about covering for me.
Yep.
Although I want to cheer for them. You want them to do well.
Yep.
And the fact that the last few years they've been really good, and I've liked them the last few years, and they just snake bit with injuries.
Yep. Yeah, this year,
nice.
This is their best chance.
Houston wins it. People will be like, I can't believe it. I mean, Duke and Florida. Houston's got a really good team.
Yeah. They do. They
got a good team.
All right, buddy. Let you get out of here. Have a good one. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, I'll see you next week, bro.
All right. Thanks, Sean.
You got it.